Welcome to the KOSO Konnections podcast, where the ancient art of Japanese fermentation science meets modern natural health. Embark with us on a journey of transformation, exploring age-old wellness practices through inspiring discussions, expert advice, and personal stories. Discover how these traditions can revolutionize your health and well-being today.
Welcome back to KOSO Konnections, where stories of healing, growth, and real connection come to life. I'm your host, Nika Cortez, and today I'm joined by two incredible leaders and fellow wellness warriors, Dr. Z and Karen Manzigo. Hello, Dr. Z.
Hello, everyone. Nice to see you again. It's been a while.
Hello, I'm so excited to be here today with my friend Heather Gimple. Heather and I have been friends for a few years now, and she recently begun her journey with KOSO Med. I'm so excited that you're here.
Hello, everyone. Hi, Nika. Hi, Karen. Hi, Dr. Z.
Hel-
Thank you so much for inviting me. This is a real honor.
Well, Heather, it's an honor for us. I mean, really, it's something very special in our company, especially since we've started to kind of promote ourselves in the United States. It's an honor for us to have you join our podcast. You were one of the first people to purchase one of our super duper elite kits, which is a investment on your behalf. And quite frankly, I'm very proud of having you here. And I hope that you'll be able to tell your story to others and others who are listening and going, I'm really not sure. So today, this is all about you. I'm going to be on the sideline listening to your story, and hopefully Karen and Nika will be able to bring you along and help you along. So here we go.
Heather, we're so happy to have you here. So let's take the first step. Heather, let's take it back to where it all began for you. What made you say yes to KOSO Med, even it means starting at a smaller level?
Well, I started honestly because of the ingredients. I've personally been on a wellness journey to get as many bad ingredients out of my life. And when Karen kept posting about this silly drink that she was drinking, I went, okay, so can I see the ingredients? I am one of those that I read the back and I want to know what I'm taking in. And when I read the ingredients, I went, okay, so how does it taste though? And, she told me she tastes like chocolate milk. I said, let's order it. Let's try it. And by week 6, I knew I didn't want to be without it. And I'd only been taking KSD and SBS. Those were the only 2 things that I was taking. And I knew I didn't want to be without them.
I love that. What's so fun is you were one of the first friends that I had that wanted to try the products. And after trying them a few times, you came to me and you said, excuse me, this is a business, right? I want in on the business. So what made you want to go from just a customer to the business side?
I saw that I can help more people, offering, for lack of description, a clean product that does what it says, and it's just food. And you can't find that in the United States. I have been hunting for years and years to try to find, if we just went off of a protein shake, I've been looking for years to try to find a clean product that I personally can take. I cannot take fake sugars. I can't take the stevia. I have bad reactions. So I'm always looking for something that I can put my own sweetener in if I need to, or it tastes good enough that I don't need to add sweetener. And the clean ingredients is really what got me hooked. It's just food. And that was what still surprises me, looking at what's on the market and then looking at our products, and it's still just food.
I love that. I'm the same way as you. My body knows if something isn't real. And so I'm one to not try new things unless I can see the ingredients. And the ingredients on this is really appealing. So I'm glad that it's been working well for you. And you don't need to add your sweetener, or you do?
No, I don't. And that really was that was surprising. And I went, okay, so I mixed it the first time thinking, well, I'll need to put a splash of agave in there or a splash of maple syrup, Nope. It's delicious without the sweetener.
I love that.
Heather, one of the amazing things that I find, and I was raised in the United States, but not really living in the United States for the majority of my life. One of the things that I find fascinating is now when anything that you pick up in the United States, any drink, any dessert, any cake, any kind of snack, the first ingredient that you see is either fructose, glucose, or camouflage as some kind of a sugary substance. I think that it's very clever on the manufacturer's point of view to make sure that you're addicted to sugar. And I think that you probably
Mm-hmm.
came to that conclusion yourself, knowing that one of the easiest ways to get out of shape is by consuming uh, lab engineered sugars. And that's probably a real issue in the United States. And we do see obesity really on a level that I don't know. I don't have the stats for it, but we can see it as we go shopping. There are a lot of people that are not just 30% overweight, they're 50, 60, 70, 80%. And that's really due to the sugar content and the lab engineered sugars that are there. So it's very astute on your behalf to come to a conclusion that I got to look at the ingredients first. It does make sense, doesn't it? Let's look at the ingredients first and see if there's any vegetables in the product or any protein in the product. I've done a lot of research, and I'm really quite amazed that you picked up on that really quite quick.
Well, and like I said, I've been on this journey for a very, very long time. I know that there are certain ingredients, not just sugar, that bothers my system, and I do have some health concerns that if I consumed a bunch of sugar or if I consumed a bunch of highly processed foods, I felt really unwell, not just for a couple of hours, but it could be for a whole day. So I've been real conscious about what am I buying, what am I consuming, and just trying to cut back on even just eating out. I only eat out maybe once a month because I know how I'm going to feel from eating out with the highly processed foods.
In my last podcast that we did with Nika and Jessica and Karen, there was a really fine gentleman named Josh, and he made a statement that was really quite dynamic. He said, "When you eat, it's supposed to make you feel good. You're supposed to enjoy that, and you're supposed to have a good feeling when you're done." And he hasn't really had that feeling for a long time until he came across KSD, KOSO Super Drink, where you could actually eat real foods. And that's because you're not eating real foods when you go out.
Yes, Heather, we love and we see your progress here in KOSO MED on your leadership. What's been your proudest moment so far as an elite Tomodachi?
That's really a hard question for me. It's truly just been my own personal transformation. Gosh, I only have 3 customers right now, and I don't have a team yet. But for me, it's my own personal transformation, my own health journey of becoming so much healthier and outwardly being able to see it. Just from when I get together with family, I can really see a huge difference between myself and my sister, and it's actually a little scary.
Yeah, leadership means a lot of things, Heather, and it doesn't always mean exactly what you think it means. I think being someone in the community who is using the products and having a transformation and showing up, I think that is real leadership. And so I've seen leadership from you, and I really appreciate it.
I personally haven't seen leadership that way, and that's on me.
And I would have to stand up and applaud that, to be honest with you, because business always starts with leadership and confidence. And I believe that all of our Tomodachi are the brand. It's not the product, and it's not the Koso. It's you. And if you're making that change and you're showing people, like you said, and I can understand because I've been in a room with people like your experience with your family, where everybody goes, well, I work out at the gym and I do this and I do that, and I look at them and I go, oh my God, really? And so there's no glow, there's no energy. It's just, head down. So I do get all of that. So I commend you a lot for taking that role. And I agree 1000% with Karen that you're not here because you have the largest team. You're here because you're about to enter a leadership role. If you haven't already entered it, and you'll find that your business will expand naturally. It just will. People are always looking for somebody to be an example. And if you are showing them that you're an example, then they will follow. I've been in a room with people, and this will be edited later. I'm just giving you a small story because I don't get a chance to talk to you one on one. I've been in a room with people with people that have no hair, and by the time I leave that room, I've had it happened to me actually in Arizona. And said, "What do you do for your hair?" I said, "I take protein." "What kind of protein do you take?" "I take KOSO drink." Really? The next day, I saw the order on the list, and I didn't really try to do anything. I just so a lot of times when you see people or that look outstanding and talk outstanding, it's a different kind of leadership than somebody who goes around and goes, "I got this and I have that." So you're on the verge of, I believe, in about 5 months to a year, you're on the verge of being somebody well beyond what people can ever recognize. And this is going to be a short because I was going to do this at the end, but I think Nika's preparing her list of 50 questions. So I'm going to get this in before. There was a health talk. There was a health talk about 2 months ago where you actually said something to me that was pretty uh, dynamic, and you said that you really didn't feel very much from the products, and you've been on it for like. And what you meant by that is you haven't lost a lot of weight, you haven't seen a lot of changes, and I said to you that it's momentary. That means it's going to happen. And one of the other reasons that you're here is because in the last few health talks that I've seen you, you don't look like the person that I met 2 months ago. And I'm very perceptive. I can see those things, and I look for that glow that people have. And so you have made a huge transformation from that person that went, "I'm not sure, I don't know, I'm a little bit," and now you're very confident. And this is what I love about whether man, women, child, doesn't matter. When people go from that insecurity about their health to being proud and their head up, and they walk into a room and everybody goes, "What's happened?" That's the KOSO way. That's been my job for the last decades. That's what I like to do. It's much better. It's much better to do that than visit somebody in the hospital, right? So here's my big question to you. If you had the opportunity to speak to, as an example, your family or your friends, and they asked you, "What could I do differently?" or "What should I do?" What would you say to them?
I would tell them to just start, but even if they took one product, and it wouldn't matter if it was KSD or if it was Bio 88, if they would just start with one product and see how their body reacted, I truly believe they would then understand why I'm so passionate about the company and why I'm so passionate about taking it every single day.
I love that.
You couldn't ask for just start. That's perfect.
Yeah. Awesome. I just have one more question and then we'll leave it to Nika. But there was a time where you just felt like things weren't moving, and then all of a sudden something clicked, and then you started sharing it more and customers started paying attention. What do you think that was?
I think I actually asked myself, why am I not sharing this? Why am I being so quiet about something that I feel so strongly about? I've always felt strongly about what ingredients are in my diet, but also I worry about friends and family and what's in their diet. And I wasn't saying anything. And I realized that was, yes, technically it was a detriment to myself, but it was detriment to my friends because I wasn't letting them know that there was something out there that truly was clean, that just food. It's all it is. There's nothing synthetic in it that you have to worry about. There's no fake sugars in it that chemically you should be worried about consuming. For me, it was just, why am I not talking about it?
I love that. That's a great answer. Thank you.
That's so beautiful, Heather. We really see your glow not just on inside out, but also your inside. Your story is so relatable and grounded. So, Heather, before we let you go, one last thing. I want to ask you this question. If you could go back and talk to the version of yourself before you started, what would you say to her now?
Wow, great question.
That's a really good question. I have to think about
It's a
that.
really good question.
Stumped me. I would say that don't give up hope. There really is a company out there that cares about health
Mm-hmm.
and doesn't care about the profit. That is, that there's a company out there that you will be able to get clean ingredients that will change your health far more than you could ever expect or wish for.
That's so
It's a great answer. I couldn't have answered it better myself, and I've been doing this for a long time. Yes.
that's so
That's a
beautiful,
good
Heather.
question, by the way, Nika. That was really that's
Yeah, it's
yeah.
it's so
If you could
inspiring.
go back, if you could go back and change, what would you change? Yeah, it's a great question.
It's so inspiring.
Great question.
Thank you so much, Heather, for joining us today. It's so amazing and so inspiring your story for us. And also for everyone who's listening right now, if you've been waiting for the perfect time to begin, maybe this is it. You don't have to know all the steps, you just have to take the first one. So start where you are, grow at your own pace, and let Koso be your connection. Until next time, stay empowered, stay grounded, and stay connected. So until next time, see you there.
Bye bye, everyone. See you again.